Namaste viewers, welcome to Naradegula channel. In this episode, we'll try to understand the meaning of Graha, the planets in the Vedic tradition. Let us try to understand them in detail. But before we go to the details, I request you to please like, share and then subscribe to my channel. In the Jyotiṣa Śāstra, the word Graha normally means a planet or a celestial influencer. Literally, the meaning of Graha means that which seizes or that which exerts influence. Classical Vedic astrology recognizes 9 Grahas, Navagrahas. They are Surya, Chandra, Sun, Moon, Kuja, Mangala, Mars. It is Buddha, Mercury, Guru, Brihaspati, Jupiter, Shukra, Venus, Shani, Saturn, Rahu and Ketu. So, we have explained each Graha, how ancient Indians viewed them, their astronomical foundations, their astrological roles and the remarkable knowledge which was embedded in the tradition. The 9 Grahas are, the first one is Surya, the luminous center of life. In astrology, the soul, the Atma, authority, vitality, will and father. Astronomically, the star at the center of the solar system, that is sun's position, defines the tropical solar year. Chandra, the second one is moon. It affects mind, emotions, receptivity, mother, nourishment. All these words, come along with moon. Astronomically, Earth's natural satellite with monthly phases. This is Chandra. Then Kuja is Mangala or Mars. Whenever you remember Kuja, Mangala, energy, courage, aggression, warrior principle, all these things come to the mind. In astrology, it rules the energy, it rules surgery and conflict. These are the things. The next is Buddha, Mercury, intelligence, speech, commerce, communication. All these words come to, it should come to your thought when you think of Mercury. Astrologically, it rules intellect and learning. Guru, what is called as Brihaspati, that is Jupiter in English. Expansion, wisdom, teacher, religion, prosperity. This is what Guru represents. The Shukra, the Venus, it represents beauty, relationships, arts, material comforts and sensual pleasure. Now the Shani, the Saturn, it represents discipline, delay, structure, duty, endurance, karmic lessons, etc. The Rahu represents the ascending lunar node. Worldly ambition, sudden events, illusions, unconventionality, all these things, Rahu. The Ketu is the descending lunar node, detachment, spiritual release, past karma results, sudden transformations, all these things represent Ketu. Now, what is the basis and how did the ancient Indians observe all these traditions came into existence? It is very precise observation. It's not just mythology or some kind of a story. Ancient Indian astronomers and Jyotishis, astrologers, observed the sky continuously for centuries. Texts such as Surya Siddhanta, Aryabhata's works, Varahamira's writings and others show that Indian scholars they measured planetary positions, that is longitudes on the ecliptic, understood synodic and sidereal periods, moons, month, planetary orbital relationships. They calculated eclipses, lunar nodes and planetary conjunctions. And they developed sophisticated numerical algorithms and trigonometric techniques to predict positions. These were empirical practices, star catalogs, eclipse records, ephemerides, and were produced and refined. Many technical formula in classical works, for example, corrections for planetary anomaly, mean versus true positions, all these things show careful attempts to model observed motions. Now, there is one more interesting thing about Rahu and Ketu. The nodes explained. Rahu and Ketu are not physical planets, but the lunar nodes. They are called as Chaya Grahas. They are not actually physical Grahas. The points where moon's orbit crosses the ecliptic. Ancient astronomers understood these nodes as the points responsible for eclipses when sun and moon align near the nodes. Indian texts treat them as shadowy chaya grahas because their effects are dramatic, though they have no physical body. This is a very precise conceptual insight, linking nodes to eclipses and to special influences. What ancient Indians knew, some of the remarkable aspects, orbital timings and periodicities. Indian astronomers, they tabulated lengths of lunar months, synodic month, sidereal month, and planetary cycles. The values are approximate but surprisingly accurate given instruments of that time. Very, very accurate also. Eclipse mechanics. Long before modern astrophysics, Indian texts explain why eclipses occur, relative nodes, conjunctions, and could predict their timings and extent to an impressive degree, to impressive accuracy. The third aspect is planetary retrograde motion. Observers noted that planets sometimes move backwards also. This is apparent retrograde. Classical treatments include geometrical models and mathematical corrections to represent this observed behavior. Use of mathematical tools, the fourth aspect, Indian astronomers developed sign tables, rules for interpolation, rules for computing anomalies, which are the building blocks of positional astronomy. Ephemerides and tables, the next, works like Kandakadyaka, Siddhantas, and later commentaries produced planetary tables used to compute accurate positions for charts and rituals. All this shows that the Graha concept in India grew from careful empirical astronomy integrated with a symbolic and practical worldview. Now, the fourth those thing is astrological role, influence, and symbolism. If you try to look at that, in Jyotisha, the Grahas are symbolic agents that encode regular natural rhythms into human life patterns. They are read in relation to Rashis, the energetic coloring the planets expresses, Bhavas, houses, the life area where its energy functions, self, wealth, marriage, career, etc. Aspects and conjunctions, relationships among Grahas that modify effect, strength, exaltation, debilitation, own sign, friendly, enemy planets, all those kinds of things. Classical rules judge capacity to deliver benefits or cause difficulties. We have this dasha systems, planetary periods. The Vimshottari Dasha system, 120-year cycle, is a famous classical method wherein life unfolds under successive planetary owners of time. This system shows a practical way ancient models, they model time in human life. Astrology treats Grahas as psychic casual correlates rather than purely mechanical forces. Their cycles mirror inner cycles like mind, health, fortune, and the chart is a map of tendencies and timings, not an absolute deterministic machine. The fifth thing is philosophy and symbolic depth. Beyond this mechanical influence, Grahas carry philosophical meanings. The sun is conscious self, authority, soul principle. The moon, mind, habits, emotional tendencies, its phases, model waxing, waning, mental states. Mars, drive, will to act. Venus, relationships and value orientation. Saturn, time, limitation, ethical consequences, all these things, karma. Jupiter, moral law, expansion of meaning. Mercury, discriminative intellect, and all these things, they are dealt in very detail. Rahu and Ketu especially are given a double nature. Rahu pulls towards material attachment and worldly experience, ambition, obsession like this, whereas Ketu releases towards detachment and spiritual dissolution. Together they represent the karmic axis, attraction and renunciation. So it's very relevant. So astronomy and modern science, empirical roots. The Navagraha system rests on real astronomical bodies, sun, moon, visible planets, and real points, notes, observations of motion, periodicities, and eclipses were scientific activities. The second aspect is computational astronomy. Ancient Indian methods for computing positions were mathematically sophisticated. They contributed to world astronomy history. Calendrical systems. Graha motions underline timekeeping, tithis, lunar days, nakshatras, lunar mansions, solar months, all astronomically defined. So what is the difference? Where they differ? Causation and correlation. Modern physical science asks for direct physical mechanisms, for example gravity, radiation, to explain causal influence on human psychology and fate. Jyotisha treats the sky-human link more as an integrated symbolic causal system. The ancients did not have modern physics but did observe correlations and cycle patterns and situated them in philosophical frameworks, that is karma, rutu, etc. Nodes as conceptual grahas. Modern astronomy recognizes nodes as geometrical points. Jyotisha personifies them as Rahu, Ketu to encode their powerful, sometimes sudden effects. A symbolic but insightful understanding. So, practical dimensions in classical practice. Muhurta, it is an electional astrology, choosing auspicious times for weddings, ceremonies, or petitions based on Graha positions. Prashna and Hora. Prashna. What is Prashna? Answering specific questions using current Graha positions. That is question and answers division. Remedies, mantras, yagnas, donations, rituals, gem therapy intended to harmonize tendencies rather than force outcomes. Medical astrology also. Correlations of planetary positions with bodily humors and disease tendencies form part of traditional medicine, Ayurvedic and astrology interfaces. So this knowledge mattered historically. Societal and ritual needs, accurate eclipse prediction and festival timings were socially and religiously crucial. Navigation and agriculture, solar, lunar cycles guided planting, seasonal festivals and civic order. Psychological map. Astrology provided a structured language for personal counseling, moral instructions, and life planning. So this is a very interesting topic. This is to summarize. The grahas are both astronomical objects, points, and rich symbolic agents. Ancient Indians achieved surprising observational and computational accuracy in tracking their motions and predicting eclipses. Jyotisha integrates that empirical astronomy into a symbolic philosophical system, mapping cycles of nature into human life, mind, action, destiny, all those things. From a modern scientific stance, astrology causal claims remain unproven in the controlled experiments. Yet historically the system is a sophisticated blend of observation, mathematics, ritual utility and symbolic psychology. an important cultural technology for managing time, rights, and expectations. Viewers, with this, we conclude a very, of course, it's a very detailed, information on this Grahas. I think this was quite interesting and then very insightful. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Please go through this article and then post your comments in the comment box. Thank you, viewers, for your valuable time in listening to this. Thank you.